Hello friends. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the important information regarding the CPI news, CPI data. The Indian government and the American government both has released their CPI data, and CPI data also means the inflation data. So as you can see, first I'm showing the CPI data of the India, and by the numbers and by the graph, you can see the results. If you see there is three things: actual, forecast, and previous. The forecast means the predicted data, means what were the prediction of the data, like how was inflation data is going to be. So the predicted data was 4.58%, and the result is 4.81%. The data and the result, you can say, is not so positive and not so negative. It means like it's very flat result. And if I scroll down, you can also see the month-on-month inflation data, and you can also compare from here. So if you see the first 4 months, it means the first 4 months is the quarter one inflation data. If you compare that, so it is not so bad actually. I mean, if you see in the April 12, 2023, the inflation data was 5.66%. In May, it was 4.70%. And in June, it was 4.25%. And if you see in July, it is 4.81%. So it is slightly greater than as compared to the month of June and May, but is much better than the month April. So it is not so worse and not so good. And well, the prediction was also somewhere around this actual numbers. So we also can't say anything about that. And if I go to the other slide and show you the inflation data, the CPI data of the America, so you can see on the screen, it was pretty good. The predicted numbers were 3.1%, and the actual numbers which came is 3%. So it is obviously so much good news for the America and the American share stock market. And if I scroll down, you can also compare the month-on-month inflation data here. And as you can see, inflation data, this data is much better, much better than the previous months. So, like in June, it was 4.0%. In May, it was 4.9%. And in April, it was 5.0%. So as you can see, there is progress. There is so much progress in the inflation in America. So if I talk about their impact on the stock market, so if you see on the screen Dow Jones, that it reaches the high at the peak because of the positive information, positive data which came by the government. So you can totally see the impact of the data here. And if I talk about the census, the Indian stock market, so census also like touched the peak at that time when the data came out. And then after that, it obviously gone down because of like data was not so good, not so bad if you talk about India, but if you talk about America, it was very good. So this is the news that I want to convey you about the inflation data, and or you can also say the CPI data. So thank you.